heels so I can see over the podium. So it's great to be here, as always. And I was just thinking yesterday when Catherine Frame was talking about where the CDKL5, how the research is starting, where I was 13 years ago when we started this. And the idea of a pharmaceutical company saying we're in and taking up our cause seemed just like a hypothetical. Really, it didn't even seem like a good hypothetical at that point. We were just dreaming. But fast forward to 2012 and Larry Glass coming up and saying we're in, and the room filled up with tears. I mean, we were screaming and cheering, and everyone else was saying, I'm in too. And then came the moment where I realized Ellie she was 16. That was the minimum age to participate in this NNZ study. And I said, wait, that's experimental. I don't know that I want to put my daughter through that. I was nervous, and I thought, I just had to think about it, and I realized this was everything that we had been hoping for and praying for, was a pharmaceutical company. But how could we possibly do this? And by the way, Paige asked me to speak about participating in the trials. I'm just going to interrupt myself for a minute. She talked about us participating in the natural history study. Okay, I forgot. That's research. That just seems like a gift to us. You know, does that even feel like research to anyone? That just feels like a present. You know, so that's like the best thing we've ever done, ever. So anyway, going back to participating in the NNZ, I thought about it and I stressed about it, and I said, how can we make sense of wanting to do this but being fearful of doing it? And I talked with my husband, Dave, and we said, what do we have? Making sense. Okay, so what do we have? We have a sense of urgency, for sure. Ellie began having seizures a couple of years ago. We thought we had escaped that problem, and they've taken on a life of their own sometimes. And the sense of urgency was there. Just 2 weeks ago, I administered rescue medicine that I never thought I would have to do. I never, ever thought it would come to that. So, yeah, there's a sense of urgency, you know. And I will tell you what else we have to have. We have to have a sense of humor. Yeah. Okay, so Ellie got ill. I decided to do a plane ride for the first time with her. And I asked Ellie if I could tell the story. And she looked at me like, if they find a cure, you are dead. Yeah, you better pray. If you tell the story, you better pray they don't find a cure. So I can't tell you any more about the story. I okayed this much with her. Suffice it to say that the plane ride back, Ellie didn't feel well. And I was alone on a plane with a plane change in Chicago. Okay, let your imagination run with that. Go as far as you want to go. And you're right. That's exactly whatever you're thinking, you're right. And we had to keep a sense of humor about that, despite what happened on that plane. And on that trip, they lost Ellie's wheelchair in another town. Yeah, so we had to keep a sense of humor about that. And then we rode. Ellie and all of my luggage rode in a wheelchair this wide with me bending over and running through an airport, and a lady from the airport saying, what can I do to help you? And I said, keep up. And we ran. And we made it to the next flight, and we got to St. Louis, and when they found her wheelchair, and they came up with it. And half of it was in this hand, and half of it was in the other. And they said, is this supposed to be like this? I said, no, that was all in one piece before. But so we kept a sense of humor, and we were just happy. You know, I bent down, I kissed the ground, and what good came of that? I can drive across the country now with Ellie with no fear. None. I can pull over at a rest stop, I can go to a hotel. I have no fear about that. And so we participated in this drug trial, and we went back and forth to Alabama. And was it hard? Yeah, it was hard. What did it stress us out a little bit? A little, yeah. It had definitely some stressful aspects to it, but was it worth it? It was everything we prayed for. Do I know whether or not Ellie got the drug? No. No one knows. But I will say this, if she got the placebo, I'll have some of that. It was a good experience. And last night, I was probably the only person in the room who fell apart crying when they said that they have the last girl enrolled and it's going to move on to the next phase. I hope the phase includes 16-year-olds, because whatever it was that got me to do this the first time is now a part of my being, and I will do it again and again and again and again and again and again. So anyway, that being said, so we had a sense of urgency, we kept a sense of humor, and what did that all give us? It gave us a sense of accomplishment. And I wish you could have seen Ellie knowing that she had a part of this. It gave me a sense of peace, but it gave Ellie let me put it this way. Ellie's fingerprints are on this drug now. And I think it's amazing. It moves me to no end to know that my daughter's fingerprints are on this trial. She had something to do with this. I think it's a big deal. I can't say enough good things about dealing with the staff at UAB. Everyone there, well, except for Dr. Percy, everyone there was so nice. It was a pleasure, and it was a gift to us. And to have that close contact with Dr. Percy and Jane, and I can't say enough good things. I'm not usually caught at a loss for words, but to try and explain how big this was for us and how much it meant for our family, it takes me into a thesaurus that doesn't have the right words. I don't have an adequate vocabulary. But if you get the chance to participate, do it. You won't regret it. It was the best thing we ever did. So with that, I'd like to know if anyone in here, of all of you people in the back there, will the next phase be for 16-year-olds? The stunned silence. I don't like it. Well, what is it? Oh, okay. Well, I don't want to steal their thunder. So with that, I'm going to wrap up and tell you, do it if you get the chance. It was an amazing experience. I'm so glad I did it, and I'm going to do it again in a heartbeat if I get the opportunity. Thank you.